Hello and welcome again to the Living World of Darkness, New York by Night. We find ourselves back within the Woolworth building, back into the secret parts of this particular building that houses the chantry that has been, well, pretty much looked after by several Hollow Ones, several orphans, several mysterious powers with heavy money attached to them, and whatnot, and other strange and wonderful powers. The scene brings us into the sanctuary, or at least just outside the sanctuary of one Aaron. This particular character we find ourselves centered on has been, well, taunted, for a lack of a better word, by several deals and contracts that he has made he perhaps should not have made, at least not so readily, at least not so detailed and oriented out. What is Aaron's current state of mind?
A little bit annoyed. Bordering on pissed off.
For the last few days, his cell phone has been turned off. His laptop has been turned off. The lights around the chantry have gone ahead and flickered on and off for unknown and strange reasons that he is starting to puzzle together.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, but you know, yeah. So he is going to go back into the room that is currently enshrouded in darkness. And he will take some time. He will bring up the site, his spirit site.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing through the sunglasses that are his current focus for site-based magic. And I think you got it.
Mm-hmm. He certainly does get it. You start to perceive the spiritual world quite a bit clearer now. In your own chambers, the penumbral reflection happens to be shrouded in darkness. You have made all due effort to make sure that this place does not get a lick of light whatsoever. You have held your part of the bargain. But when you look around in the penumbral reflection, you see, well, you see the entity that you encountered and you bargained with and you talk to. He's just sitting there. He's got a really evil smile where his lips should be. He's starting to stare at you. He seems quite pleased with himself.
And then he will extend the casting to his vocal cords, to his ears.
2 successes. Okay, you're good.
Have I displeased you in some way?
Before he speaks, there is a sound of empty air that whistles across your ears. There is the sound of dripping water as he goes ahead and opens his mouth. His mouth that has absolutely no lips, but just a sharp row of teeth. No, No, you do not displease me. You amuse me. You don't displease me.
So, in what way have I not lived up? In what way have I not lived up to my end of our bargain?
Oh, you have certainly lived up to your side of the bargain. For 3 days, you did keep this place dark, and I do appreciate that. And during that one adventure that you took off into the shadow, into the world, I did bequeath unto you one a part of myself to obfuscate your presence and to make your presence darker so that eyes could not see you. That that deal is complete, more or less.
So then why do you remain?
I remain because I choose to remain. I remain because there is nothing here that bars me from doing so.
I see. Hmm. There is nothing here that bars you.
Goes ahead and nods his head. I like this place. If there were just a few different alterations, this place would be more than welcoming to me. I could grow more. I could be more of what I am.
So then what you're saying is that though I lived up to my end of the deal, you would continue to make use of my hospitality.
Yes, I do quite enjoy your hospitality. There are no walls here, nothing to bar my entry, no power here, he says, looking pointedly at you, leaning into you. No power here to stop me. And so I will do as I wish. Your machines here, those spirits outside, so connected to light, I find them quite annoying. So I push them out.
Really?
I have the power to do so. And so I do so.
Excellent. I will leave you to your current state for the time being. And with that, Arn will exit.
Fair enough. Where are we going, my good sir?
We are going to a different room.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly on a different floor. And Arn is going to reach within himself to that place in his mind, and he's going to say, I've spoken to you before. Right now, I could really use some assistance. I could really use some guidance. Right now, the spirit is playing. He is being nice, but his presence is testing my patience. Not only my patience, but worries me. Worries that he will soon become hostile.
Go ahead and go into that place inside your head where you think, where you assume, where you hope beyond hope that there will be a voice at the other end to try to guide you, or at least an instinct to go ahead and tell you where to go. You hear two voices going on at the same time. One you recognize as the coach telling you, oh, you gotta fight this thing. Oh, you gotta fight it and drive it out of your home. This is your home. This is your territory. You gotta beat him out. There's a second voice. Not really a voice, more a primal instinct that pretty much tells you this is your territory. There are many ways that you can make sure your territory is yours. The the thickness between. Do you understand the thickness between worlds?
I think so. I think I'm starting to get a hang of the idea.
What is between the material world and the shadow world?
The gauntlet, right?
If this instinct could blink, it would go ahead and blink at you and say, where did you learn that word?
Tommy said it once in our discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lady, she mentioned the Tellurian and the Umbra and the Gauntlet.
Can you touch it?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Why don't you try? You have already tried something completely and utterly dangerous. Why not try something a little bit safer?
Your sarcasm is duly noted.
The other voice is still urging you on to go ahead and go right back up to that chamber, to your room, and go ahead and beat the ever-loving snot out of that spirit.
Okay. Arnold, exit. And he's going to try something he hasn't tried, and that is extending his spiritual senses to include touch.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Oh, no. Oh, that's bad.
Uh, not terrible. You are within a sanctum of sorts. You're within a chantry, so the effects aren't absolutely devastating. But as soon as you start to When you start to extend your spiritual senses to that touch, you go ahead and touch something, but it instantly and utterly wraps around your fingers, immobilizing them, straining them, and breaking them, actually.
My fingers are broken. Awesome.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
That's just great. Ow. Ow. Ow.
Think of it like this. Have you ever tried to wrap around a fishing line way too much around your own knuckles? That's basically
Yep.
what you're feeling right now. You're feeling constriction of blood flow, especially in your ring finger. It's really damn uncomfortable. And after a second or two of that strangulation, exotic score goes ahead and breaks in a really awkward angle, and all you're left with, it's a really harsh fucking pain. You have no idea what you went ahead and threw your hands into, but it feels as if you went ahead and threw your hands into a really, really awful web of steel, or spider web of steel.
Can I... I'm trying to think of what I can do. Fuck. Can I try extending the cast?
You can. You go ahead and spin me a willpower, and we can go ahead and reset the rolls.
Yeah. I'll spend a willpower.
Mhm.
Reset and try again.
Mhm.
How's that?
Much better. That's at least one success. With one success, well, you're left. Well, no, okay, I'm gonna roll a fate die. Actually, go ahead and roll me a fate die.
Okay.
Okay. So while your right hand had that unfortunate accident with steel weaving webs as you tried to touch something, your left hand is actually going to go ahead and reach out. You feel that same resistance actually as your left hand reaches out through the world, through the Telerium into the shadow world, and you feel that there is a web that encases your wrist as you pass through. Your hand is quite cleanly through whatever this weave is. It's encircling your wrist. It's not restricting it quite yet, but you got a feeling that if you went ahead and if your will wasn't strong enough, that it would just simply snap your hand off.
Hmm. Okay. Can I maybe try extending the cast further to loosen up the tie on my right hand?
Sure.
Okay. 9 and a 4.
Okay, that's at least one success. The pressure and the pain on your right hand goes ahead and is alleviated. I mean, that finger is still going to need some attention, some healing, or some tender loving care, but now your right hand is passing through this weave, this gauntlet.
All right. And I guess I'll try and follow through. sort of step through this barrier?
You tried to do so, and the instant you try, you are pelted out. You are actually physically thrown out. Your hands are just thrown back out of the weave, back into the physical world. The idea is you were able to touch it, but as soon as you tried to make a full-on transference, something bad happened. You're just not that powerful enough.
Mm-hmm. Damn it. Okay. As I'm going to say to the inner voices in my head, I guess. No real way of putting it. Ow.
Ow, and then you're in battle with that damn dirty spirit kicking its ass, or ow, as in you're laying on the floor bleeding on me, son. That's obviously
Ow.
from the coach voice.
Ow, as in that is a very strong barrier.
The other instinctual voice, it operates more in empathetic urges and guts instincts. It goes ahead and transfers the ideas to you. Of course it's strong. Of course it's strong. It has kept these worlds separate forever and ages. But if you can touch it, you can weaken it. You've already made it so weak, so very weak in this place. That is why that spirit has so much reign, because you have weakened this place. If you want to make that spirit weak, you must strengthen the walls.
Hmm. Okay. Is spirit still active?
I'll say it's still active.
I am going to. I might need some help. And he is going to walk over to um, the plant spirits. The plants, the potted plants that are he now knows are alive.
Of course they're alive. They're plants.
Well, I mean they're more alive than Aaron ever knew.
All right. You're gonna walk over to one or two of the potted plants, and in your spirit side, these are minuscule little entities, barely nymphs, barely anything. They stand a foot maybe in the penumbral reflection of this building. They look like small and scared children.
Little ones, what has you frightened?
Go ahead and answer. We are small. We are small in a big world. Small pot, little light, little water. Small. Everything's small. Big things like wall. Big things like curtain. Big things like man. All bigger than us. Cannot even see sun most days.
I'm sorry. I am starting to learn that spirits such as yourself have needs and wants outside of what mundane ideas say. But there is something in this building that is preventing you from more sunlight.
They sort of shake and shiver. Need sun.
I will get you that sun.
No sun here. Take to sun, please.
It is nighttime at the moment. The moon is out.
Take us to moon. Moonlight will be sunlight.
I will. But I need
And
your help.
they're just gonna go ahead and sort of, with their very, very small arms, reach out to you, like, carry me, daddy.
I will, but I need your help.
Hmm?
I need your help. The thing preventing sunlight and moonlight has grown stronger than I thought. So I need to borrow your strength. But in doing so, I will strengthen you.
You, who have already given us so much attention, who may not understand what we truly need, you go ahead and place us on the balcony where the sun shines. And when the sun shines, we will extend whatever power we have to whatever trouble you may have. What is your trouble? What is it?
Darkness.
Sunlight beats the darkness.
It does.
You bring us to the place where there's sunlight, and you open up all the doors, all the windows, all the obstacles to the darkness, and we will help you. We will drive it out.
Thank you. And with that, Arn is going to start taking the plants. One by one. Or two by two. As much as his broken ring finger will allow. What? What's so funny?
The plant spirits are laughing at you as you sort of wince every time that ring figure gets in contact with it.
Yep. Ow.
Hold, hold, one
Mm.
sec. A little tiny nut goes ahead and manifests in the tellurium. No,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, not tellurium, the penumbral.
Mm-hmm.
And these plant spirits, little tiny cherub arms, goes ahead and plucks the nut from their own bodies and places it toward your face, and if you let it, into your mouth.
Okay, he'll open his mouth.
Mm-hmm. Pops it in. It is a bitter nut, but after you break apart its shell, there is a sweet nectar just underneath it. And by nectar, I mean, just the nut's actual flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of washes over your tongue a little bit. Chew it, just swallow it, and your ring finger goes ahead and is a lot less painful.
Thank you.
We will grow big if you take care of us, and we will cause waters to fall on you. Waters and sun for you.
And he'll
And the other
smile.
spirit, the plant spirit they're currently carrying says, water and sun for you.
He'll smile.
Go ahead and ferry as many of these plants up towards the balcony, or any big lit window actually will do you good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Do you perform any other actions, or is that just it for you?
What I was going to do
Mm-hmm.
was I was going to start bringing them into the room.
That might actually work better. Go ahead and describe your actions, good sir.
Aaron begins to bring them into the room. He begins to place them around, not necessarily haphazardly, but not to where it looks completely chaotic.
Mhm.
And once he gets a good number of them in the room, he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna reach out for that, for the sense of them, the sense of the plant spirits in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna ask the the instincts in his mind, is there a way to share my power with theirs?
There is no way for you to touch them spiritually, but you have a green thumb. If you take care of their material counterpart, they will remain here and they will remain strong.
That is good.
Also, this is the lowest, most base level of strength you can have. And feeding them that strength, exercising your power upon them, would make their material components grow, and thus their spiritual components would grow as well.
Wait, repeat that?
Basically, the primal instinct inside your head goes ahead and shows you that if you grow their material component, it says that their spiritual component will grow as well.
Okay. So the bigger they are, the more power that they have.
You get an agreement inside your head.
Hmm. Now, hmm. This is forcing me to think backwards and forwards, and it's
Work it out. Sometimes you just need to talk out problems.
I meant. So this is for the long term. There's no way to strengthen them now.
The coach inside your head goes ahead and tells you, you don't know the right stuff. You don't know the right stuff to give them a punch.
I just know what they want. And what they
Mm-hmm.
want is moonlight. For the moonlight will be sun.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll smile. And he'll say, hopefully this doesn't. Hopefully this gambit doesn't get me killed. And Arn is going to start pulling down the curtains or the sheets that he used to cover the windows. He's going to throw open the windows, throw open the door.
When you do so, the moonlight goes ahead and starts to shine on through. And while it is a poor mimicry of Helios's strong rays, Luna herself does have a bit of bite to her. Luna herself does understand, does command a great deal of power in the spiritual realms. Her light, however weak it may be during this time of the month, goes ahead and shines on through and is a mystical sort of light. While the new moon, she may have been absolutely and utterly present, and while in the full moon, all her fury would have been brought to bear. This is the crescent moon, the mystical moon, the moon that goes ahead and celebrates clever ideas and nuanced plans. This crescent moon goes ahead and shines into the wall of the building. You see it with your penumbral eyes, that it goes ahead and blesses these small cherub spirits with its light, infusing them with a silvery glow. And in the chamber that you have locked away, that kept the darkness spirit, while it grew and grew and grew and grew even more bloodthirsty, that light also shines through it, and it makes its presence known. That darkness spirit that has pissed you off, that has invaded your privacy, that has gone ahead and made a mockery and abused your hospitality, leaps out from the darkness, making itself known in front of you, in front of all these little cherubs, plant spirits, in front of Luna itself, and it's all a shining glory. It looks down and it goes ahead and growls, "You dare!"
Arn stands up and he squares his shoulders and he'll stand in front of the open window with the moonlight streaming behind him. He'll reach out with both of his hands and he'll go to just feel the spiritual essence of the moonlight.
You do so. This is the appropriate moment. You have gone ahead and gathered all your accoutrements with you. Your hands go through the weave that separates between the worlds. All those spider webs, they are nothing to you. The sunlight, however, no, excuse me, the moonlight, however weak it is, however crescent it is, this is a mystical moon. This is deliberately a mystical moon. Your hands
Hey, I'll be
weave
right back.
through. Say again? Yeah, though.
Text Rachel and tell her to get a couple of
Intermission, intermission, do 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 do, da 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 da, do do do, do 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 do, na na na, na 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 na.
Sorry about that. What was that?
Are you back?
Yes.
Your hands in the crescent moonlight and that silvery glow go ahead and scoot right on through the weaving web, right on through the gauntlet, that you can actually just go ahead and grab whatever it is you want to grab, whether it is the gauntlet itself, whether it is something spiritual, whatever it is.
I'm just caressing the moonlight as I look up at the great darkness spirit that has gathered there.
Mhm.
You say, I dare. And yet it is you who dare to stay in my place with neither permission nor desire for your continued company. No, I do not dare. I simply want you out.
Then you will have to force me, he says, as he's not gonna go for you right away, actually. In the silvery moonlight, his skin gets etched. There's a smoke that billows out from it. But he goes ahead and grabs one of your little cherub plants, actually. He's got it. He's ripping it out from the roots quite violently. Dust and dirt is being thrown everywhere. Actually, in Telerium, it's quite a funny sight because in the Telerium, that plant pot explodes and the roots and the stem and that plant is just ripped out. Dust goes ahead and sprays everywhere, including you. That's his action. What do you do?
Can I'm going to try to gather some of the moonlight that is streaming past my fingers. Light is a wave, it's a force.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm touching it in the spirit world, I should be able to try to manipulate it. And I'm going to try and gather it in my right hand.
Oh, excellent. Go ahead and roll that at a -2 difficulty.
All right.
You're being blessed, my good sir.
I'm gonna spend a willpower because I want this thing out.
It's going to take much more than one willpower, but definitely go ahead and do so.
Yep. I got a 4, an 8, and the willpower.
Okay, 3 successes. Something inside you, the coach actually goes ahead and grabs you, actually claps your shoulders and say, good work, son, but you gotta go ahead and hold it. Gotta hold it for the best possible moment, son. Hold it until you got enough, man. Until you got enough energy, until you got enough sunlight. Hold it.
All right.
Which basically translates into, yeah, spin another few turns on this as the darkness spirit, again, getting singed, getting permeated by this lunar light, goes ahead and bites into that cherub's throat, rips out the stem, and throws the carcass to the ground. Goes off to the next one.
And I'm extending the cast.
You may go ahead and do so.
6 and a 7.
Okay, 5 successes in total. As now this other little plant cherub spirit is in the grips of this monster, of this blasphemous monster with a sickening taste for blood. It goes ahead and extends its jaw out even more to go ahead and chomp down on this poor plant spirit. And in that instant, the coach goes ahead and says, do it now, son, do it now.
Arn clenches his fist as much as it can go, almost to the actually to the point where his nails start to bite into his palm.
Mhm.
Focusing on the spirit and the gathered lunar light, he's going to charge the spirit, and he's going to pull his hand back. And as he pulls his hand back, he's going to go to punch it straight in the jaw and go, "Get out!"
Go ahead and roll your strength, and guess what? You have an automatic 10 successes of damage on this roll.
So strength plus what?
Just roll your strength, tell me the number of successes you get, and then add 10 to it. Wow, okay. Your hand is glowing with a silvery lunar light. You, my good sir, have reached out to a power you do not know of, but understand that it is incredibly fucking potent. You go ahead and reach your arm back and go ahead and throw a full fucking punch right into this fucker's grinning fucking facade. Its jaw goes ahead and deforms, gets clocked out. His entire head rings around. His neck goes ahead and snaps. He falls onto the floor of this ring, and once he goes ahead and does so, bounces once, and then just slowly dissipates in the lunar light.
Arn immediately goes to see if there's anything left of the first little shrub.
The spiritual component of that little shrub is very weak, and as soon as you walk over to it, it rolls on its side. It extends its hands out both to you and then into the lunar light, and simply says, "I sleep for a better tomorrow," and it's gone.
Damn it. The one that was in his hand, is it still alive?
The one that was in the shadow spirit's hand, it has been dropped to the floor. In fact, you see that while the potted part of that plant was decimated, demolished, it's still standing right there, at least in the Tellurium.
Little one, I'm sorry that you had to pay such a price for my foolishness.
The ones behind you that haven't been touched, go ahead and start to sing a little bit. It's nonsense. It's babbling words that you expect an infant to go ahead and cry out. It's mournful. It's mournful, with a little bit of hope at the end of it.
And Aaron will immediately get up and he will move all of the plants closest to the big windows, as close as they can get.
The spiritual entities of these plants, these cherubs, these nymphs, goes ahead and wraps around you. Not menacingly, just tenderly.
And Aaron will lay down by them And he is going to get his first full night's sleep since summoning the darkness spirit.
Tell me, what has Aaron learned during this whole little encounter?
Aaron has learned that spirits can be jackasses. And that, but seriously, he can't leave anything to hearsay when dealing with them. He has to outline everything. He has to not only make sure that he is talking with the right spirits, but he is doing the right thing for that spirit.
What will this help prevent in the future?
His death, probably.
Yes, it will.
But more than likely, it will also prevent other beings, other spirits, from paying the price that he should have paid.
All right, then. We go ahead and, if that's all, we'll end the scene.
Yeah.
All right.
Arn can't believe that worked. I can't believe that worked.
You came up with a very interesting solution in the right time for an interesting solution. This was the crescent moon. If you had tried this in any other moon, well, things would have gone differently, wouldn't they? All right, then. We go ahead and end this scene with us being a little bit more wiser, a little bit less foolish, remembering those that our foolishness went ahead and sacrificed. Until next time, we go ahead and deal with the spiritual world until the time when foolish Magi goes ahead and tries to feed a bit of himself to a dark, dark spirit. Until those times, we go ahead and wish you adieu. Until then, see you next time. Bye bye.